Good morning, South. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance with Mrs. Linda Westcott.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll hear far more from Mrs. Westcott later in the show. Good morning once again, and welcome to the Falcon Report for this Friday, the 22nd of January, 2021, a day B2. I'm Aiden Andres. Social studies classes and the lunchroom were abuzz on Wednesday, a date which marked the transition of power between presidential administrations. The Falcon Report's Hamid Abdul explored how South marked this historic day. He joins us now.
To continue with the educational process and witness history in the making, the Social Studies Department planned to live stream various news coverages of the 2020 presidential inauguration ceremony. Students and faculty in the cafeteria during 5th, 6th, and 7th periods watched the inauguration coverage courtesy of PBS News. At 20 minutes, come noon, Joseph R. Biden along with Kamala D. Harris took the traditional oath of office, followed with President Biden's inaugural address. Watching from South Hall and on their devices, the South community caught the moment. Social studies teachers especially were ecstatic to view the inauguration process, also allowing them to discuss with their students what exactly is happening and how to further understand our democratic system. With this, some South students were able to share their thoughts on the first female vice president in a local collaboration with Newsday.
Shared it. It gave a lot of hope to our female students to see a female actually take one of the second highest positions in the land. We also had some students apply to a contest from Newsday where they had to give their thoughts on what could the female vice president do for them.
Female students from all around Long Island were able to share their thoughts on what the new administration could do to further aid women in America. For the Falcon Report, I'm Hamid Abdul.
Thanks, Hamid. Comprehending the world and its issues at large is a vital skill for AP language students. Larissa Rivera has further details on the juniors' investigations. Larissa?
Among the many pressing issues in our daily world, AP English Language and Composition students research popular Netflix documentaries to present to their peers. Understanding what issues happening in the world and how they're being addressed is critical. Keeping these core values in mind, students began their expedition for an interesting documentary before the start of winter break. Some students looked at the criminal justice system, the pharmaceutical industries, and domestic abuse, to name a few issues. After viewing their respective documentaries, followed by tedious note-taking, the juniors compiled their findings into PowerPoint presentations and began showcasing upon the first week of school. Targeting the cause of their topic, 2 major pieces of evidence revealing the issue and addressing a counterclaim to the issue were among the many subjects the juniors discussed. This activity was far more than a casual presentation, as each student listened closely to their peers, being required to jot down 3 major takeaways from each lecture. For the Falcon Report, I'm Larissa Rivera Vasquez.
Important topics we should all be aware of. The faculty has brought some much-needed end-of-week energy to South's halls. With more coverage on this recent outpouring of Friday cheer is the Falcon Report's Brian Singh. Anything planned for today, Brian?
I would surely expect more music to ring throughout the hallways of South today, Aiden. The musical introduction of the Fun Faculty Friday was welcomed by all as teachers and faculty were determined to brighten up the school day. By playing hand-picked musical pieces from South's faculty in between periods, the hallways were lit up by the cheerful and joyous expressions of our Falcons.
I look forward to the music every Friday. It's fun, uplifting, and great.
Students, teachers, and security guards alike danced to the uplifting music, giving a whole new feeling of happiness when walking to classes. Recognized songs such as Suavemente and even the admirable YMCA theme was played in the halls, striking distant poses or simply jamming to tunes. The faculty in South sure brought a newfound warmth to school, as this will continue for the weeks to come. For the Falcon Report, I'm Brian Singh.
When the Falcon Report returns, we'll talk more about Spanish 4's research on famous figures. But first, a bird's eye view of the heavy snowfall this past Wednesday. The Falcon Report will be right back.
Aiden, save yourself! Don't forget the other half of the marking period!
I have so much work to catch up on!
Latin American culture welcomes a barrage of famous figures, which range from telenovela actors and actresses to civil rights leaders. The Falcon Report's Arsh Sandi joins us to tell us all about the Spanish students' findings. Arsh?
Latin American culture was the hot topic in Mrs. Shannon Trujillo's Spanish 4 classes, as the careers and legacy of famous figures were presented throughout the course of this week. Incorporating recent Spanish vocabulary from their pop culture unit, the students were ready to apply their knowledge for research. Be it the famous artist Frida Kahlo, actress Kate Del Castillo, activist Cesar Chavez, to name a few. The students chose their figure and investigated important aspects of their individual. Peers explained their figures, family background, rise to fame, causes their figure supported, topping it off with the opinion about their individual's life and accomplishments. Finally, a video clip was attached to each presentation to further show the figure's passion for several topics. At the conclusion of each presentation, students filled out a comprehension sheet to coincide with what they learned. For the Falcon Report, I'm Arsh Sandi.
This week has definitely had its winnery. What comes to this weekend? The Falcon Report's Aiden Dombrowski answers just that for us. What's to come, Aiden?
Talk about wintry, Aiden. That squall line brought us a short-lived downpour and covering of snow that has left its mark nonetheless. Besides, now temperatures in the 30s, sunny skies will be the theme of this weekend. Don't let today's number on the 3-day fool you, as the mid-40s forecast will not feel nearly that warm. Despite mostly sunny skies, the wind will drop today's real field temperatures into the low 30s. Tomorrow will be even colder, as the temperatures in the 30s will feel like low to mid-20s, thanks to clouds and wind. And don't expect much better Sunday either, as the forecast for only slight moderation and predominantly more of the same. My advice to everyone, bundle up. Lots. Back to you, Aiden.
The track and field team at Valley Stream South has begun athletic competition through a virtual setting. And while immensely different from years past, South's athletes came out on top. The Falcon Report sports producer Kibwe Bazdeo joins the show with far more.
Sure about that, Aiden. South Athletics started the season right on track as the varsity team competed in this year's first virtual meet. Meeting remotely, officials convening from various schools including Valley Stream North, Mepham, Island Trees, and Syosset compared times, eventually crowning a winner in each category. To kick things off, South's girls wasted no time to dominate the 300-meter dash, as sophomore Tori Daniels and senior Caitlin Ross finished first and second with times of 41.5 and 42.6 seconds, respectively. Sophomore Jade Hornick also outlasted the competition in the 1500-meter race, placing 15th with a time of 5 minutes and 38.5 seconds. On the boys' side, sophomore Julian Woodley finished second in the 300-meter dash, with a time of 37.4 seconds. The jumper department also had a solid performance, led by senior Elias Bonhomme, placing 11th with a distance of 18 feet and 1.75 inches, along with junior Gabriel Griffith, who placed 11th with a distance of 14 feet. We'll continue to follow the varsity track team's efforts in the coming weeks. And that's sports.
That's all for this edition of the Falcon Report. From our entire staff, stay safe and have a great weekend, South.